Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. I just wanted to tell you guys to thumb up the video, man. It only takes you a millisecond to thumb up the video, please. Just thumb it up. Do your brother a good solid. Just thumb up the video. The button is on your left side. Only takes you a millisecond. Doesn't hurt to thumb it up for the video could spread out a little further. Thank you. Salam alaikum. Buenos dias. Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are doing fine today. Doing great. I wanted to touch up a little bit on a little bit on yesterday's subject that I put out, as far as those that were initiated but are seeking another house. I got a question that was asked, if I'm initiated but I haven't received anything, will they adopt me or not? I just wanted to make it clear that when I said 90 to 95% of houses, Enzos, Tatas, Yas, that won't take you in for certain reasons, it's not to say that there are not houses that will take you in. That there are not no Tatas or Yas that will take you in. They will. They are. It's just a lot of the ones that I'm speaking about don't want to take that on, And I'm going to give you another reason why that I left out. That is very important. And this is really what I want to speak about. When you get initiated right into a house, right? And you've been there for X amount of time, or you got initiated, right? And now you follow a lineage. You have a Tata, you have a Yaya. You belong to that Enzo. When you decide to leave, or you have a dispute or something with the Tata, or there's some misunderstanding, or you have tried to speak and things look good but don't get resolved, after a while it still continues the same, and you decide to leave, and you start seeking another house, there's a thing that elders, good elders, have, and it's towards other elders. What I mean, what I'm speaking about is there's a sense of loyalty between elders to elders, meaning that if you leave an elder's house and you go seeking for another place, and you either get sombra, you get adopted to that place. There are some elders that if they do find out, meaning the elder that you left from and now joined to another house, there are some elders that will get in contact with that elder from that new house and tell them that you are their godchild. And this is where things get a little frisky, let's say, because the elder that took you in had to have a just cause by reasoning, by the Mfumbe asking, and by speaking with you and analyzing your situation with that other Tata or Yaya. And sometimes they won't take people in because they don't want to have conflict with the other Tata or the other Yaya. What do you mean conflict? Conflict, spiritual wars. Because by you leaving, you could create a situation where now that new Tata that you joined their house now with, you brought them a problem. Because your ex so-called Tata now is going to start doing work to that Tata because he took you in without having, let's say, they would say the decency or at least the respect, or to call them and get in contact with them. Well, sometimes you know who they are, sometimes you don't. If the new godchild comes in, a lot of tatas sometimes will ask, we'll sit down and speak to them, right? And analyze the whole situation, the whole shebang, right? But depending of what they hear, I'm not saying all do it, but there's a great majority that do, they will ask you for the number of that other tata that you left the house. And they will speak to that tata to find out what was going on. Now, what's the possibility? The possibilities are that the tata that you left is honorable, knows if he did something wrong or disrespectful, and could actually humble himself. And when he speaks with your new tata, he doesn't let this is what happened, I made a mistake, or I did something that was incorrect. We couldn't solve it out. We tried, so he decided to leave, or she decided to leave. Or you can get the other one that doesn't look at his faults and points the finger only to you as the initiate, the godchild, right? Because he's upset, he's pissed off. He could be in the wrong, but he doesn't acknowledge it, or he doesn't want to acknowledge it, or he doesn't want to say he's in the wrong. No, you in the wrong. Why? In order to block your doors from that new tata you got in, it took you in probably now and say, listen, I can't take you in. I spoke to your tata, things are not clear to me. It seems like you did something, and we have a certain code that we don't take other godchildrens from other elders, because that's not how we do things. That's not our custom. That's not the way we work. You understand? We respect other elders' godchildren. I know you have heard of other elders stealing, robbing other godchildren from other elders, and there's been problems. Okay, but then you have the other situation that, in true reality, the godchild, whether female or male, is the one that's been going behind the elder's back or her back, that's been arrogant, that doesn't follow instructions, that they're given an assignment to do and they can't even complete that assignment, and they get fed up with you. You understand? And then you look at them like they're wrong and they kicked you out, or you get pissed off because they tell you something and you leave because you didn't like what they told you. You couldn't take the heat. Stay away from the kitchen. Because if you think that you're gonna go to a good elder's house and overtalk them, be arrogant, be kind of like strifeful, be a combative with them when they're teaching you something or whatever, then don't expect for them to, not come and tell you, listen, this is the way things are here done, and this is the way it is, and that's it. You're in my house. You understand? You following these rules, and this is how things are done here, and that's it. I can't really do anything else for you if you're not gonna abide by the rules of this community, of this Enzo, right? So you have all these possibilities, right? And these options and these things that you have to do. And at the same time, like I said, some of the elders won't take, I'm adding this to the video I did yesterday, some of the elders won't take new initiates that have been initiated already in another house because they don't want problems from another elder. And some of them don't care. Some of them, all right, if the other elder is going to bring in the war, well, we are war. I'm going to fight. you know, and it all depends. Because if the elder sees that you in the right, or there was a big disrespect, something major, you know, and they could prove it, you know, then the elder take you in and be like, well, now you're here, don't worry about it. Whatever happens, and you know, I'll go to war for you. You understand? And that's an elder, you know, that, you know, it's like, damn, you know, he's gonna go to war for you. You better be prepared to go to war for him, and meaning upholding him. You understand? So, you know, these are situations, these are things that a lot of people don't think about. And I was gonna put it yesterday. I was gonna add it in the video yesterday, but for some reason it kind of like got out of my mind, like it went somewhere else. And I wanted to add that with this situation with the elders, you know, of them taking in initiates from other houses, you know, it brings them problems. Because then you have another instance, you have elders that don't want to let the godchild leave, wants to hold them. You understand? And they get very, very upset when you leave, and then they try to find out who is your new godfather in order to try to get a hold of them and speak down upon you. That's why you always notice, I don't know, a couple of people have called me, right? Got in contact with me. And if they see this video, they know exactly what I have said to them in certain situations. And my number one thing is, speak to your godchild, speak to your godfather, speak to your godmother. Have that conversation. If you're gonna leave the house, take a rooster. People do it differently. I was taught, you're gonna leave a house, you take a rooster, you take some malafo and puto, or some malafo, say malafo, and in front of the elder and the nganga, you already spoke to the elder, now you go in front of the nganga, you say the reasons why you're leaving, and you ask the elder to sacrifice that animal to the nganga, and you present them with malafo. The tata will give him malafo, or just present it to them, leave the bottle there, whichever two. And you're really letting the nganga know that you haven't forgot about what the nganga did for you. You haven't forgot, and you'll always have them with you. You'll have them with you, and they'll have you with them, no matter what place you go to. You understand? So, and you wanna forget about, after you spoke about the tata, you know, to the tata and everything, you want to forget about that, but you never forget about where you got initiated. And I'm not saying the house only, I'm saying exactly the nganga, the muerto, the enfumbe. That's the most primordial thing that you have to always recognize and remember. Another thing I'm going to say, because I got a question that was put. If I'm initiated, but it's been a year, I think he put that in my question. I don't know if it was a year or 5 months or whatever, but I haven't been taught nothing. Sorry. I'm always biting my nails. I haven't been taught anything. Speak to the tata or the yaya. Let them know how you feel. I said this in the previous video. Always speak to them first. Try to stay with the tata that you're with as long as you can. As long as everything is going, you know, everything is working out, or you guys could work things out, try to stay with that tata. Try to stay with that tata. Try to stay in good terms. Try to stay, you know, even if you leave, you know, always in your prayers, mention that tata, you know, as respect. Remember the nganga that you got scratched that or initiated at. Now, there's another thing where a lot of people are saying that they are initiated. Okay, I understand that. People go and get initiated, right? And they go through the ceremonies and everything. I understand that also. But when I say, if you are an initiate, right? You know you're initiated because you went to a house and you did the ceremonies and everything was done. The question is, you know you're initiated, but does the Mfumbe from the Nganga in other words, back you up, represents you in a sort of way in the spiritual realm? Is there actually spirituality in the Nganga where you got initiated at? This is where I'm trying to go. This is what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to go into this, but some people are not understanding me what I mean. You could be initiated in any house, okay? The point of the matter is, if there's no spirituality in that pot, and you go through all the initiation, everything, now you scratch, now your name is this is your firma, this is that, this is your Nsila Congo, this is your camino, your walk, this is your path, boom. And you leave that Muranzo, and you go somewhere else, and they find out that you are not recognized. What do I mean not recognized? You are not recognized because wherever you got initiated at, there was no spirit there that acknowledged you as being initiated in the Nganga. Doesn't recognize you as a spiritual being, as acknowledging that you are spirit, just like he is spirit or she is spirit, and you're not recognizing the spiritual realm with the other spirits. That's what the initiation, one of the things the initiation is for. And actually, that's one of the most important parts of the initiation. That there is spirituality in that Nganga where you get initiated, because that's the spirit that's gonna back you up. And when you go to another house and that Ayaya divinate and ask the Nganga that has spirituality, is he initiated? That spirit, through the chain of command, is going to say, the spirit from the Nganga, what they're divinating at, is going to say, yes, he has it because I see him. He's backing him up. He's here. He's acknowledging that he was initiated. Not you, the spirit that was in the Nganga where you got scratched over. I don't know how much to explain it, because I can't go all crazy and say a whole bunch of things. But when you get initiated, the spirit that's in the Nganga is the one that acknowledges you as making an oath, if you want to say, with that Nganga, or if you want to say a pact with that Nganga. Either or you could use. Okay, there are differences from oaths, and there's a difference of making a pact. But we are speaking as using pact and oath, meaning the same. That is the most important thing. Forget about all the extra stuff that you did before your manga went into that pot. That's the most important thing. That there's spirituality in that pot. That when your manga goes in that pot recognizes you. So when you leave and you go to a new house and they find out to see if you're initiated, and the Tata says, no, you're not recognized, man. You're not recognized as being initiated. He's not talking about the ceremony. He's talking about the Nganga where your manga went in, that Nothing is representing you. Nothing is backing you up. Nothing is saying to the muerto in that Niwenganga's house, yeah, he is. I'm right here. I'm with him. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. That's the biggest thing that matters in your initiation is that muerto that acknowledges you, is that muerto that gives you license, says, yeah, he is known in the spiritual realm. I back him up, and that gives the other tata. Oh yeah, well, yeah. It says here he is initiated. It's not the whole ceremony and the food that you eat after, or the toque if they have any instruments, or whatever. It's when you make that that initiate contract, that initiate, menga that goes inside that nganga. If there's spirituality there, that nganga now recognizes you. There's no spirituality in there. You could sacrifice 103,000 animals in there, and there's no spirituality there. You're not doing nothing but wasting money and killing animals, or scratching or initiating people and putting their blood in there, and these people are not initiated. So just because you went through an initiation ritual and you think you are initiated, doesn't mean all the time that you are initiated. Because if there's no spirituality in that nganga, no muerto recognizes you. So you're not initiated. And then this where the problem comes in, when you're like, now it puts you in a point that you don't even, now you might be even doubting the second tata that's telling you this, because yeah, you get the ones that are out there that know that you're initiated and say, no, you're not initiated. Could be for two reasons. Either they want your money, or they don't want to take you in if you're not initiated from their house. It's the only thing that could be. Either they want your money, or they just the type of elders that, no, you have to reinitiate here, because I have to do things my way, the way we do stuff in our house. I don't know what they did in your house. You understand? But in all true reality, it's not all the procedures and all the things and that is the muerto for the nganga. If he says, I back him up, when that divination comes out, the muerto standing behind you. Boom, yeah, he is initiated. That's what counts. I hope you guys understood. Just wanted to add this in there. I know I went for a little rant, but be safe, guys. Have a great day, and salam alaikum, alaikum salam. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. I just wanted to tell you guys to thumb up the video, man. It only takes you a millisecond to thumb up the video, please. Just thumb it up. Do your brother a good solid. Just thumb up the video. The button is on your left side. Only takes you a millisecond. Doesn't hurt to thumb it up for the video to spread out a little further. Thank you.